Let's see if I can keep this one short and sweet. Anyways, Yo Coot here, coming back at you with another exciting video. Braulio, right? I'm just going to quickly talk about what it is for those of you that don't want to sit through an 8-minute plus video. Basically, it's Cynar and Fernet Branca. Fernet Branca, if they had a baby. That's basically what this is, with like a splash of root beer thrown in. That's how I would describe it. So Cynar, right on the one end of the spectrum, is you're getting this Kinoto flavor. If you're a fan of the childhood, the beverages, the little sodas, it's kind of like cola and artichoke together with a little bit of myrtle leaf orange action going on in there. That's what Cynar is. And then Fernet Branca, if that would be the other, proportion of what this tastes like. Fernet Branca is like very punch in your face, pine, eucalyptus, camphor. And then the little splash of root beer is you're picking up some of this root flavor, this unflavored root beer, kind of a sassafras kind of a taste. And then there's a very small percentage that just kind of like is the glue that holds everything together. It's thyme, rosemary, and sage is basically what I'm picking up in the drink. So on the nose, it's definitely more Cynar scent forward, meaning more cola, more artichoke. Then I would say maybe 40%. Then right behind that, 30% on the nose is probably that pine, camphor, eucalyptus. And then another 20% behind that would be those sassafras kind of notes, that unsweetened root beer kind of note to it. And I think a lot of that might be coming from the caramel, right? Colored with caramel. I hope they're using like boiled down sugar caramel. You know what I'm talking about? To give you that flavor. Maybe there's some honey in here, but that's basically what that second to the last little bit in the flavor profile is. And then I would say there's about 10% or so, if the percentages came out right, 40, 30, maybe 20, you're getting about 10% of rosemary, thyme, sage, like those Alpine herbs, basically is the flavor profile. And then in terms of sweet to bitter, like when you actually do taste it, I like mine on the rocks. Usually I'll put in a splash of mineral water in to kind of take the alcohol bite off so I can taste what's going on in there. I would say on the taste buds, when you actually do taste it, it's pretty much the same, right? The difference is that the tolerances between cola, artichoke, right? The next section would be the pine, camphor, eucalyptus. The next section would be the sassafras root. And then the next section would be the herb. So 4 different sections in different percentages. But the herbs at the end, the rosemary, thyme, sage, I would say the tolerances between those becomes tighter and tighter and tighter, to where it's so complex. It's more than Cynar. It's more than Fernet Branca. It's like the two of them had a baby and the baby went off to college and became a junior. Like that's basically what it tastes like. So in terms of the bottle itself, Swiss Alps action going on up here, right? This is Braulio. It's basically in that region, the Stelvio region, which is northern Italy, right? Bordering on the Swiss Alps. It's a 1 liter bottle, 21% alcohol by volume, right? And then it was created in 1875. I believe that's what that translates into loosely. And then you can kind of see it's kind of got like trees and the pine and the herbs going on with the ski slope and the mountain. And then aged 15 months in oak barrels. So that kind of is a justification of the price. $58 to $60 in Southern California, 2025 prices, just so you all are aware of that. Backside of water, here's what the label looks like. Right, so again, they're basically telling you the region of northern Italy. It was, born in 1875, I think is what that translates into. Take your screenshots, do what you got to do. Created in 1875 by the pharmacist Poloni, after Mount Braulio in the Italian Alps. Sorry, and then you can pronounce this word. Still having trouble with that one. But anyways, Campari is the importing company, colored with caramel. And like I said, I would like to hope that caramel is boiled down sugar, basically, to give that caramelly taste. I would say very, very subtle, like 1% or less, it's so hard to detect, but I think there is some mint in here, some spearmint, maybe peppermint, like very, very subtle though. It's not over. It's not like creme de mentha. No, not by any means. Other end of the spectrum. This is more like maybe less than 1% of the entire flavor profile is like mint, fennel, anise, honey, stone fruit, like that kind of vibe. But it's so subtle, and it's kind of like if the herbs were the glue holding everything together. Those little bits, like once in a while, like depending on how diluted it gets, depending how much ice melts, once in a while you might sip it and pick up, you're like, boom, there's peppermint in there, or boom, there's spearmint in there. But it's not like strong minty or anything. It's not strong fennel or anything. It's primarily, I would say, cola artichoke. Next would be that pine, camphor, eucalyptus. Next would be the sassafras, right? The rootiness, unsweetened root beer. And then that very, very last little bit, before the last little micron bit, but the very last little bit would be your rosemary, thyme, and sage with like just a hint of like maybe mint, anise, fennel, honey, stone fruit kind of sweetness, like that kind of vibe. Anyways, hope this video out there helps someone. I'm the Old Coot, and I'll catch you on the next exciting video.